So let's just take a second here and debrief. So we just watched the Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase and had a whole bunch of super cool announcements. If by super cool announcements you mean games that certainly look interesting and things that were certainly unexpected. We started the show with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. We knew that was coming, but the fact that they're still going to be supporting the game from now until, not perpetuity, but at least up until next year, that's pretty exciting. Something that I didn't see mentioned in any rumors at all was Nier Automata, the end of Yorha edition. So like that, yeah, right. Nobody expected that. I certainly didn't. Then next we got Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which looks like it's sort of a detective story. That definitely looks like it might be interesting. Super Bomberman R2 is obviously a sequel to the Switch launch title, with a bunch of cool new modes, I guess including a 60-on-1 Fortress mode. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. We've got the Mega Man Battle Network collection. So that's over all 10 Mega Man Battle Network games coming to Switch. So if you're a fan of Mega Man Battle Network, now's the chance to get into it, or will be the chance to get into it. For some reason, I guess Bandai Namco is deciding to remake Pac-Man World. Definitely not what I expected, but, definitely is interesting looking. Blanc is the next game we saw, and that's basically it looks like a completely textless narrative adventure where everything looks completely hand-drawn, following the story of a fawn and a wolf cub, which, even if it's not the happiest story, it was definitely adorable, and it looks like it might be really interesting and one to watch. Next week saw the return of Monkey Island, Return to Monkey Island, Return to Monkey, as Ilham so eloquently mentioned, and me, being the goober that I am, didn't realize that it was a meme, and I thought he was just stoked. Evidently I was wrong. Then we finally saw some Mario Rabbids Spark of Hope, which is a game that we haven't heard anything about since last June. It definitely looks interesting. It looks like it's taking a lot more, there's a lot more action during your turn, which was something I didn't expect, but is definitely a cool way to take it, which is great because it seems like they did everything they could with Kingdom Battle, with the turn-based, grid-based sort of thing. Reject humanity. I couldn't agree more. Embrace machines. And if you're interested in seeing more of that game, there'll be another Ubisoft showcase tomorrow. Or another, I guess at the time, maybe depending on when you're watching this, it may have already happened, and this is all just fluffy-fillery. Okay, I didn't expect to end up taking 2.5 pages of notes, so we're still going through things. Then we've got Little Noah, Scion of Paradise, which, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention to that one. It wasn't really my jam, not my favorite thing coming out of there. Up next was Railgrade, which was a rail management simulator. I've got a good friend, my buddy Ilham, who's been hanging out here. He's a big fan of Factorio, and it looked right up his alley. As soon as I saw it, I thought of you. And we had RPG Time Legend of Right. It was like a completely hand-drawn RPG, which looks really interesting, if for no other reason than its art style. Sonic Forces is coming. Sonic Frontiers, sorry. Essentially, it looks like Sonic Breath of the Wild, because there's even like cyberspace zones that you can go into for heavier challenges. But that's coming out this holiday, so it finally got a release date. Disney Dreamlight Valley is a life sim based on Disney characters and such that's coming to Switch. But the interesting part about that was the fact that it's an early access game. So it's I'm wondering if that's going to set a precedent for early access games coming to Switch, and what that's going to mean later down the line. I hope we don't get games that aren't finished. I hope we don't get the early access ultra dumps that Steam gets. You know what I mean? Where games like that don't even get finished. Moving on, there's a live demo that's coming out later today, and it finally also got a release date, so we can expect that game to come out, I forget now when exactly, but it definitely looks interesting. If you loved the HD 2D series that's been coming out, if you like the art style of Octopath, and you like the art style of Triangle Strategy, you might want to give Live Alive a try. It was a progenitor series to the, I believe, Saga series of RPGs, where you're basically playing through multiple different stories at the same time, and it keeps switching between them. Then we got, okay, this is going to be a hard one to remember here. Doraemon Stories of Seasons, Friends of the Great. I swear to God, I could have been a doctor. Here, check out these notes. Can you read that? I can't read that. I can't believe Anyway, I could have been a doctor with this handwriting. Then we saw Minecraft Legends, and Ilham was shocked at the fact that I have never really played Minecraft, so it's going to appeal to somebody, and I'm stoked for them, but it's just not for me. Same kind of goes for Dragon Quest Treasures. I never really got into the Dragon Quest games, but for somebody, they're going to be fantastic. Then we got a big sizzle reel of a whole bunch of different stuff that was coming out that was nothing really jumped out at me during the whole direct. And then we found out that Portal, the companion collection, which I'm assuming will include Portal 2, but that's not guaranteed, and I don't want to put that idea out there. So we might get Portal 2, but we're definitely getting Portal 1, and yeah, on Switch. So that's super exciting. Harvestella is another life sim farming game. You know, it is what it is. They seem to be coming out with a lot of those ever since Stardew did really well. But I guess since nobody's making Harvest Moon anymore, there's definitely room for these farming games. And finally, final announcement. The announcement we knew was coming. The announcement that we expected from the get-go was that Persona 3, 4, and 5 are all coming to Switch. Which, frankly, they'd be really silly not to. Like, why would you not bring over these incredible JRPGs to Switch from other consoles? But so that was the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. I gotta be honest, there was definitely a lot more things there than I was expecting, but nothing that completely blew me away, which is fine, but you know, it's I feel pretty meh about it. But the idea that Nier Automata is finally coming to Switch is pretty exciting. And so is the idea that we finally got to see some more things about Mario Rabbids, and we knew the Persona things were coming. But yeah, was it worth waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. Am I glad I'm up? I don't know. Am I going to go back to bed? Probably.